I pull up in coupes and then leave in suburbans. There's not much to do when you young and you urban. Blowing the bomb like a turban. Shorty is Persian. Coppers, they think I'm a terrorist. When I shoot, I don't ever miss. $40 back before all the shorties hollered. I go to college and I'm the nigga they don't acknowledge. The noble scholar who murder beats for the motor mileage. I'm more than solid if you look in my eye. I just wanted to be king. Started working like a peasant. Yeah, every hour, every second. Thinking about the mills, nigga, that's a millisecond. Check it, tryna be the logo on the west. Party with the moguls, make a mess. Niggas in they fields, we been locking in the deals. Bitches doing bumps, we been rolling through the hills. I got the bubonic plague. My shorty tripping, she think that it's all in my head. Something is wrong with my leg, cause we are not stepping if it ain't the bread. So fuck what you said.
OG said keep it real and take care of your family. Came up from them drive-thrus and packing 5 in that Camry. Now all we do is catch plays and moss hoes like Randy. $40 potatoes, this life is sweeter than candy.
220s, 410s, and 85s. Peanut butter will pack lunch and steak knives. Bad hoes, good weed, and great vibes. On a mission to stack change and change lives. That's the plan. Do it for the fam, I don't fuck with Uncle Sam. 20K student loan to the government. I'm good in New York, so Uncle Murder will cover it. Yeah. They think that they know me. I'm tall and I'm black. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at him, he must ball her, he act. Me, I just start with the facts. Hoes on my line, I'm not calling them back. I live in LA, but I'm out in the Apple. Won't stop till my booking is bigger than Mac. Yeah, opportunity, but looking through the peephole. I put the key under the mat. With a sign on the door that says I ain't never coming back. Took the elevator up from the bottom to the attic. Top floor niggas, so we sorry for the static. Shit is automatic, how we kill it every autumn. Every season, all my problem, one of things, and now I got him, young nigga, yeah.
OG said keep it real and take care of your family. Came up from them drive-thrus and packing 5 in that Camry. Now all we do is catch plays and moss hoes like Randy. $40 potatoes, this life is sweeter than candy.
Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live. Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live. Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live. Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live.
They anticipate, it's like we all on a limit date. And I ain't picking none of you hoes. You got the look down, but you ain't controlling the flow. Just a cap on and brand new clothes. Survey says no. I'm allergic to the whackness. Every time your song plays, the stereo's collapsing. Who said that you was good at rapping? They must have meant with scotch tape and brown paper napkins. Or did they mean the medical room? When you wrapped your car all around the telephone pole. Cause your terrible home's weak, like the people in the elderly homes. And I ain't telling you wrong, Pete. You're not skilled, and I thought you should know this. So go ahead and please submit your 2-week notice. This is LA, aka the Menace. Right now you tuned to Revival of the Fittest.
Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live. Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live. Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live. Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live.
I ain't gotta tell you what's wrong, the word is out on the streets. So you heard it all before, like the album was leaked. I do my thing on the flow, this ain't your average song. Fellas, pull your pants up, ladies, keep your pants on. And I show a youngin' what pride look like. Shine so bright, you think it's day when I rhyme at night. I'm the type that get you thinking with the vibes I write. Find the mic and burn it down when I ignite. And give a hot live show with no pyrotechnics. You damn they gotta pay folks to buy your records. You wonder why your rap career is short-lived, while my flow is on his deathbed, dog, it's so sick. Take notes quick while I bury these clones and get stripped. There you go, quicker than Marion Jones with these serious poems. I'm reviving the genre, rare exclusives harder to find than Osama.
Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live. Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live. Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live. Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live.
Now everybody's rapping. The game's a big movie. As soon as they say action, y'all start acting. When it comes to yours truly, the flow is unruly. You dudes can't understand, so I put it in closed caption. I'm like a 360 backspin of that. Go change, you rap so plain. How can he think he that sick? My lines is crack cocaine, they that dope. Except it's tracks I'm slinging and they ain't taking no taxes. Why you dudes break your backs in slave? But he's made just 1 year later, you're nothing but a has-been. Dear hip-hop, this is the year for us. I see all the big hitters swinging hard in the clutch. Now we just gotta bring it home. You talking about the G's you hold and how your chain is froze. All we know about is being broke. I ain't rich, I'm still sick cause I'm stuck in it. Bottom line, what you do is lack its substance.
Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live. Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live. Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live. Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live. Give it the all till there's nothing to give. Revival of the fittest so our culture can live.
Oh my god! Rick Dagger, you're pink. When did you get pink? Yeah, I get home and then you start. Hey Wraith Dagger, hey MS! Chicken is all about updates. Thank you for the chicken. That sounds like I ate it. But I didn't eat it. A damp sandwich! Hi friends. How are you all doing? I am still very tired. And my hair is, I'm doing something new. Basically, I let my hair dry just all over the place. And I decided that that was okay to let it do that. And then I was like, how do I make it not look like a pile of shit? And the answer was I just kind of flopped more of it over to my right-hand side. It still kind of looks a little unintentional, let's say. It always looks a little messy, and I'm used to that. Anyway, I shouldn't care that much. It's also, thank you. Hey, Polymyth, how are you doing? So, what did you guys do for the last, like forever? It's been forever. So, for those of you who are like, I don't know what's going on, you were just gone for like 2 weeks. Essentially, I was gone for almost 2 weeks. But yeah, I went to Portland. I left on the 17th. And I had a wonderful time. I'll get into like details and stuff in just a minute. But basically, I went for the purposes of seeing if I want to move there. And it turns out that, yeah, I'm going to move there. So that's exciting. I made a decision. Yeah! I'm moving. I have a lot to do before I move, so I'm very stressed. I'm insanely stressed. Like, the brief happiness and relief that I got from saying, no, I don't hate Portland, it's okay for me to move there. It's gone now. And like, 2 days? 2 days I was like, yay! Oh, that's great. And now I'm like, oh god, I have to find an apartment. Oh god, I don't have a regular job. And no one will rent to me. Oh god. Oh god, oh god, oh god. So I went to Portland, walked around, got to hang out with a lot of friends, and I'll get into the details once I'm crocheting, 'cause I don't need to tell you all my stories right now, and then have nothing to talk about once I'm actually working, so, it'll probably take me all day to finally get the story out, 'cause I go on tangents. And then I was supposed to come back, I was supposed to travel on Monday. So my flight was leaving at half afternoon, so it's 12:30. They found a crack in the engine. I'm glad that they found it. We hadn't gone anywhere yet. So we were like boarding and they were like, hey, we found a crack in the engine. Let's get you off the plane because this will take a while to fix. They had a mechanic look and the mechanic was probably like, yeah, I can't like fix that today. So what they did was they had to fly a crew from Long Beach, California, up to us, so then they could take us all the way across the country. So coordinating the crew and getting the spare plane and then flying said plane took a while. So I was just like, I was really upset. Not about the flight delay, about leaving. Like, going from being super isolated and then being around friends, and not only friends, but just like seeing other humans, even if I'm not interacting with those humans. And just, I was really not looking forward to coming back. As much as I love you guys, I just didn't want to come back. I didn't want to leave my friends. So, oh, I'm gonna get emotional. I will probably cry a bunch, just as a warning. Look at my eyes, why am I this tired? Anyway, the reason that I'm this tired is so Monday morning I was like really upset, and I was just waiting to get on the plane. I was gonna read my book, and then whenever I cried, I could just pretend it was the book. And, you know, probably the two people sitting next to me, or I think I had the aisle, so probably the 4 or 5 people near me would see me crying, and that's fine with me. I don't care if people see me cry. But, like, I was just in a waiting area for hours, like, randomly bursting into tears. It was not the best experience. And then the flight was delayed for so long that Chef came, picked me back up, and I got surprise. More time. I'm not feeling this song right now. This is like too much. Let's check what stations. You know what? Let's go. I want like a little weird. Let's go synth hop. All right. But yeah, so then they delayed the flight so long that Chef was like, "Don't sit at the airport. Don't be an idiot. Let me pick you up." Aw. That's a really cute little, what is it, a cracker? Some sort of bread item? It's adorable. Yeah, he was like, "Don't just sit at the airport, I'll just come get you." So he did, and we had Euros, and I got to snuggle his dog more. I snuggled her. My legs are so bruised because she's a pit bull and she's heavy, and I just let her climb all over me. So her little claws were just like, you know, like instantly bruised, because I mark up really easily. But it's just like, you know, she's just trying to kiss my face, so she's like standing on my legs to kiss my face, and just the weight of her is like pushing bruises into my legs via her nails. So my thighs are just covered in bruises. So worth it though. So worth it. But yeah, so I got surprise more time with a friend and dog cuddles. So then I was like really happy in the middle of the day. But you know, I was still kind of stressed out. So I ended up having our flight left at like 11:30 p.m. So that's 11 hours later than it was meant to take off. So I didn't sleep. I can't really sleep on planes. I think I like dozed for 20 minutes, if that. I don't know. So when I was on the plane, I dozed for 20 minutes. And then I didn't want to be on a weird sleep schedule, and also my doctor wants me to try 2 Ambiens since 1 didn't do anything for me. So I was like, okay, well, I'll try to go to bed at a regular time. And I was basically up for 39 hours. I was awake for 39 hours with like maybe a 20-minute nap, where I definitely did not achieve REM sleep. You'd be worried but also impressed if they fixed it that fast. Hey Ori, how are you? It's a wafer. Nice, I like it. So yeah, that's why I wasn't here on Tuesday, because and then because we landed at like 8 in the morning, or no, we landed at 7 something in the morning. Fred was at work. He couldn't come pick me up. And there were no buses up to where I live. The trains only go part of the way up to where I live, but I would have just been stranded at the end of the line anyway. So I had like 7 or 8 hours in Boston doing nothing, just like waiting so that I could get a train. And Fred he left early. He left work early so that he could pick me up on an earlier train. Nicole, how are you, darling? Did you have a good birthday? Yeah, I basically traveled for way too long, and I'm just mentally still very exhausted. So I finally got home at like about 3:30 or 4 p.m. on Tuesday, when I started traveling at like, let's see, 10:30 Pacific, which would be 1:30 Eastern. So I was traveling for over 24 hours. I was like, I just want to stop. I don't want to do it. So yeah, I was meant to be home Monday night, sleep through the night, stream on Tuesday. Clearly I didn't do that, because I only got home partway through Tuesday. Or almost in the evening on Tuesday. And then yesterday I just overslept. I just plain old overslept, and I was like, you know what, I'm probably too tired anyway. Also, I really wanted to start looking for apartments. Because I know that's going to be a big struggle, so I just wanted to, like, do it now. Like, the whole rest of my trip, once I decided, okay, I don't hate this place, I can move here, I was, like, anxious to start looking. But now that I'm home, I'm all fucking stressed about it rather than excited. And I'm really worried that no one's going to rent to me. So basically, even though I like had a day off, and also the best thing about it, so Tuesday, like right when I got home, I started looking for apartments. Wednesday, I spent all day looking for apartments, looking for jobs. Just like, I tried real hard. Lemnishin, hey! What's up, how are you? Almost died last night, probably? What? Got zapped through your keyboard. Oh, phew. I mean, I don't think that's dumb to just be using electronics when there's a storm. But woof. You've been looking for apartments as well? Are you looking to stay in the same location? So, I went over it a little bit before, and I'm just gonna like shove food in my mouth as soon as I'm done with this sentence, because otherwise I won't eat. Like, I'm starting a new career path, so I don't have any experience. So I doubt I'm gonna get hired doing something that I want to do. Unless I can show up in person with a nice resume, and I can explain to them how my experience works. Or if there's some sort of online. But the problem with applying online is they'll be like, oh, can you start next week? And I'll be like, nope. Can you wait over a month? I can start in over a month. So like, I want to get a job so that it's easier for me to get an apartment. But getting a job when I'm choosing a new career path. And also when I can't talk to them in person. Like, hopefully they let me upload a cover letter. But like, what if they hire me? And then I'm like, I can't work for you for another month. You know, like, it seems real shitty. So I'm just very stressed about everything. And I'm trying to get everything done and figure it out. Good for you. Good for you. It's not always easy to leave a bad situation for a number of reasons. I'm not going to assume I know what reasons, but I'm glad that you're making steps to get in a better spot. Drama is not anything that I enjoy, unless it's a TV show. A month isn't too out of the ordinary. For For what industry? I feel like most places that hire you want you to start like to now. Thing that doesn't get along and always bickers. Yeah. Well, and that's even harder to leave because like they're your family and you love them. So I'm proud of you. It's definitely, it's hard for me to step away from people who I love and care about, even if they're being super obnoxious and I want to strangle them. Ah. Alright. So my plan, here's my life plan, guys. I hope you're interested in this, because if not, come back in like 5-10 minutes and I'll be crocheting and telling you more about my trip. So the plan right now is, I'll apply for some jobs and just like see what happens, because the worst that can happen is that I don't get it, and then I still don't have a job. So like, literally nothing happened except for a little effort on my part, which I'm fine expending. I also want to sign up for WAG walkers, which sounds really weird when I say it out loud. Basically dog walking. You can also do like dog sitting and boarding and whatnot. I just want to walk the dogs. Like spend half an hour to an hour petting a dog, picking up its duties. And the reason that I want to do that is that A, I can start that now, so that I can start getting income that's a little bit easier to track than Twitch income. And also, I can still do it when I move, so I can still have something immediately when I move, but I need to, like, take the time to apply and do that. Hey, Pup Dad! Once it's Maury, yes. Give you 2 weeks? I suppose, yeah. But this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 weeks, so it's a little much, especially because I'm not expecting to just like apply and become a floral designer. What I'm expecting to do is apply for a shitty job that I don't necessarily want, and those usually want you to start right away. Your dog goes in hustling. Yeah, I like going for walks. And I need to call Rover, because I used to do Rover, which was dog sitting. Long story, my ex was supposed to be the one in charge of the dogs because he didn't have a job. I had a full-time job. But, to put it lightly, he's an irresponsible little prick, so he would never do it. So now I had to do it. But it would be nice if I could, like, reinstate that account. So then I can say, like, here, I did this, and all the doggies were happy. That way maybe I'll get it. Anyway, now that I've eaten, let's start crocheting. What's even on this page? Do I know? Like to go walkies? That's what I did on my whole trip. Hey JP, how's it going? I need to remember where I was. I don't remember what I was doing. This is a T-Rex. Oh, I need to scoot the camera in 1 sec. I knew I was missing something. But hey, not bad. If this is all that I missed, is opening the webcam software so that I can put it back where it was before. Out of all the things that I could have forgotten to do, I only missed one thing. You need an app? Dude, me and you both, and I just woke up. I killed my phone. I've never run the battery all the way down on this phone. I've gotten down to like 1 or 2%. Ooh, it's already at 55. Look at you. Oh, that's a cool... Can you see that? Ooh. Ooh. I could just sit there and watch that. It's just telling me how much, what percent I have on the phone. But it died. I put GDQ on my phone after I got in bed because I needed the distraction, to be entirely honest with you. I was gonna say I wasn't tired, and I like wasn't until I laid down, then I felt a little sleepy. I also took 2 Ambien because my doctor wants me to. Let me see. Oh, okay. Also, there's a giveaway for MeUndies. This might be the last giveaway for MeUndies because endorse.gg is no longer going to be doing sponsorships. So, that's who my sponsorship is through. It's through endorse.gg, and they've been absolutely lovely. I might see if I can continue the sponsorship like outside of that, just go directly to MeUndies, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, no, it was a little too expensive. I was gonna say, you can't even see my undies topper! My throne topper, look it, it's beautiful. But yeah. So this might be the very last giveaway that we do. I'll run it until the end of the month. So that means today and Sunday, because I know I was just off, but I have a lot of shit to do, and the sooner that I get it done, the less stressed I will be. Therefore... Oh, you have these ones? Hey! So, me, Ori, Nicole, and Kit, we have matching butts. But yeah, so if possible, I would love to continue being sponsored by MeUndies. They've been a fantastic sponsor. But in case that's not possible, I'm letting you know, this is your last chance. That's not what I meant to do. That's how you enter the giveaway. Oh, it's been a long time since I streamed. End of the day on the 27th. Alright, I gotta change some stuff. Guys, I was not prepared for today, or any day. I was not prepared for anything. So I'll just fix that. But yeah, we're gonna do today and Sunday. And I will pick a winner at the end of Sunday. On Sunday. Also on Sunday, Babby Book Club. If you've not been keeping up, we have a book club. You can hover over the screen if you click on like the Amazon smiley arrowy thingy. It'll show you all the books that we've read, and also the book that we're reading, which is at the top. We're reading Sabriel, which I finished while I was on my trip. I'm very excited to talk about it. Okay, sorry, I just needed to fix the robot. So, yeah, upcoming, we've got this MeUndies giveaway, which is possibly the last one. Thank you, MeUndies, for being a wonderful sponsor. I will talk to you. 2 is we have Babby Book Club this Sunday. If you have not participated in the book club, but you would like to for next time, or if you can, read an almost 500-page book in 3 days, like, go for it if you want to do that. The meeting will be at, I think it's, let me see. I didn't get to catch up on Discord this morning, and it feels really bad. Feels really bad. Oh, also I'm getting rid of the Warframe channel, because it's fucking dead. I know we have other dead channels, but I want to revive them. I want to revive them. Warframe I'm not committed to reviving, because I didn't make that channel for me. I made that channel because people got excited and wanted to talk about it. And I was like, okay, here, have a spot to talk about it. Anyway, I digress. Sunday, June 30th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when our next book club meeting is. if you want to be included in the next planning, like either scheduling for the next meeting and or picking the book, please get in the Discord, get in the Babby Book Club channel, and tell us that you want to be included. That way we can make sure that you are included. I think the next book we're going to read is one of the Goosebumps, because we were going to do that while I was on vacation, but I was like, we can't meet for like a month, so let's just read a longer book, and then when we can meet in like a week, or a week and a half, or whatever, let's pick something shorter, because the Goosebumps book is like a little over 100 pages. Oh yeah, I'm meant to be crocheting. Lol. I have a lot to say, I'm sorry. I love you. So those are the main announcements then. Well, the main announcements are Babby Book Club this Sunday. Possibly the last MeUndies giveaway. And I'm moving to Portland. Please cross your everything. Cross your genitals that I can have somebody rent an apartment to me. And then the last, like, sort of announcement that I've made before, but I'm going to remind everybody that the stream schedule will change. I know it's changed a little bit, and I've been all over the place this week specifically. This is my first stream this week, and it feels real weird. I am looking at the pattern to figure out where I am. Oh, I think I stopped when it said place eyes, because I definitely didn't do that. But yeah, so if I'm gonna get a job, and we knew this was happening, but it's gonna happen sooner than intended, my schedule will change. My schedule will probably, hopefully, change within the next, like, week or so, and then it'll probably change again at the end of July. Because I'm hoping that I will get a job somewhere adjacent to the career that I would like to do, which is floral design. But I feel like I'll have a much better chance of doing that once I'm actually there. So I don't know exactly what that means for stream. I hate having things be super question mark-y and unsure, but that's what's going on. That's the basics. So what did you guys get up to the last billion days? You're fine. You're gonna be fine. Don't you worry none about your genitals, okay? You can cross them, I believe in you. So... let's see, what did I do on my trip? Well, let me at least look at what I'm doing, and then I'll tell you while I'm crocheting. Killing yourself at work? Don't kill yourself at work. Just do work and then go home. That's what I'm looking forward to doing. Alright, I think this is correct. So round 5 was change to color B. Then change back to A. So we had one little doot stitch, and then single crochet, and then single crochet with little decrease. Okay, I think this is where I was. So I need to single crochet 8, and then decrease. I don't remember how to invisible decrease. Well, we'll see if muscle memory takes over when I get there, huh? So, my trip. I left Monday. The flight was direct, it was pretty fast. I read like 200 pages of my book. I tried to take a little bit of a nap, but there's a kid like yelling, randomly yelling, "Ghost Stalker! Ghosty Poo! I was just talking about you last night, saying that you're lovely and that you're one of my favorite ghosts." Lovely seeing your face. And my goodness, hair! Girl! Your hair is so free. Thanks, Ghost Stalker. Thank you for being a patron of the hype for 22 months. I hope you enjoyed your parade, and here's your royal salute. Changed your GPU finally. Learned you lost all the thermal paste from your CPU. I guess other than that, no updates, normal MS things. Alright. Well, at least you figured out what was wrong. How's your computer running now? Cause if it's running, you better go catch it! I'm sorry for doing that. I in my head said, you hate this, don't do it, and then I did it. Why? I don't know. But yeah, he wasn't like constantly crying. Like, I understand kids crying on a plane, but like randomly yelling. Like, he'd be watching a show or playing a game and he would go like, "Oh! Yeah!" And I'm like, he would like startle me the fuck awake. And I also, because I have my new phone, I hadn't downloaded music to listen to offline. And I didn't realize that because I'm a doofhead. I was like, so I didn't have any music. So it was kind of hard to read. I would have been able to read more if he wasn't like squawking. The worst part about it was that I didn't hear the mom shush him at all. I was like, okay, your kid's like a kid. He's getting excited. But like, tell him he needs to be quiet. Tell him he can't just like fucking yell in the middle of the airplane. He was literally right there. Like right in front of me. It bothered me more that it was intermittent than that it happened at all. Anyway. So other than that, my flight was fine, and Chef picked me up from the airport, and I got to meet his dog, Cass, and she gave me so many kisses! Oh my god, I was covered. Like, from here to here, just like covered in Cass kisses. It was, amazing. She slimed my glasses like 80 times. It was totally worth it. Like I said, she climbed all over my legs. I mean, I was kneeling on the floor, like, I let her do it. I could have, like, squatted down in a way where my legs weren't on the floor, but I didn't. I just let her climb all over me, and now I have many bruises. Yeah, Monday we just, like, hung out, me and Chef, and, like, talked for a million hours, got food. So one more stitch. And it was really great. And we went up to Rocky Butte, which is spelled like butt with an E. That's... Ugh, don't. Puck Dad, no. Shh. It's not the best pun ever. I would tell you what the best pun ever is, but it's a spoiler for a TV show, so I won't tell you. But shoutouts to Lidar. That was so funny. Shoutouts to Lidar, who I doubt is here. But if you're here, Lidar, or if anyone knows Lidar who is here, like, it was real good. Just trust me. It was like subtle and clever and really, really funny. A little bit dark. It for once wasn't a sex joke. I know I tend to like the ones that are euphemisms. Alright, let's see if I remember how to invisible decrease. It's not a half double crochet, but it's like close. Is that it? I'm gonna look it up because I don't fucking remember. And I want to do it right. Luckily, I posted it in the video channel. Sorry if this is loud. Turn your volume down.
Show you how to make an invisible decrease for amigurumi. The invisible decrease, as its name implies, gives an almost invisible finish of each of the two stitches.
Hurry up.
So to begin, insert the hook under the front loop only of the next stitch. Then swing your hook down so you can insert it under the front loop only of the following stitch. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Yarn over and draw through both loops remaining to complete
That is
the
much
stitch.
closer to a half double crochet than I remembered it being. Okay. So, you go under like this, and you go under like this, and then you pull through these two. I'm trying to do it without picking up other strands, and then you just finish it like you would a single crochet. Cool. Cool, cool. I did it. That voice. I know, she's very relaxing. She's cute. And nap. I'm exhausted. Bye, girl. I'll if you need anything. Thanks, Puck Dad. I hope you have a good nap. Sleep well. We'll see you another time. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out. The invisible decrease. Oh no, he likes being invisible. That way he's not ruining the hard work of all his friends. Right? That's how that works. Oh yeah, no, I haven't crocheted in a little bit, and this is something that I just learned how to do. So yeah, I definitely look up tutorials like right in the middle. Luckily, this is something that I had already looked up, so all I had to do was just rewatch it. Can confirm that's why I love being invisible. Ghosty! No. You being you is not going to ruin anything. These are all... If these were humans, I would tell them that they need to all be different. I would tell them that they need to be more interesting. Like, you only want to be uniform if you're, like, standing in a chorus. Then you want everyone to be dressed the same. Or, like, wait staff. There's times when you want to be the same as other people. But not in everyday life. You don't ruin everything. Get out of here. And by get out of here, I mean, like, stop with that shit. I don't actually mean leave. Single crochet 7. Alright. Anyway. So yeah, that was my Monday. We went up to Rocky Butte, which that's where I left off, and I took lots of pictures. I will have a photo album up eventually. I have to remember to ask Chef and Hiko for the pictures that they took of the three of us, and I need to send them the pictures that I took of the three of us, and then when I have all the pictures, I'll put them in an album. But yeah, took some really nice pictures. Went to bed early because I'm sleepy. I was sleepy. Because with the time change, it was like 3 in the morning. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now. It's hard being interesting? No, it's not. You just be yourself. So now we invisible decrease again, if I didn't miscount what I was doing. Get in there. Change to color B in the next stitch. Okay. So the way to do that is you pull up a loop. So you do like half of one stitch, and then you take the yarn that you're using and just use it to pull through so that the loop that's on the hook is the color that you want next. So like if you were doing a more complicated stitch, you would just wait longer to pull it through. What if yourself is boring? There's someone out there who will find you interesting. My boring is somebody else's interesting. Okay. So then what? Single crochet 9. Okay. So that was my Monday, and then Tuesday. What did I eat Monday? Where did we eat? I did a lot of eating of good food. I just don't remember. Like, we hung out all day. Oh yeah, we went to Cartlandia, which is a stand of food carts. Apparently it has its own name. And I was really indecisive because everything looked really delicious and I was very hungry. I ended up getting a cheesesteak, and we both got bubble tea. Although this bubble tea place, you had to specifically ask for the bubbles to be put in it. And I didn't realize that, so I kind of just got tea. But that's okay, it was still yummy. I was also very thirsty. I did not have enough water on the plane. Speaking of which, water yourself! I've been doing a very bad job of watering myself since I got home. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 more. 7, 8, 9, and then that's the end of the stitch of the row. Lost where I was. Change to color A in the last stitch for 27. Alright, I'm gonna go. I'm just going to single crochet all the way through and count the stitches. And then if I have the right number, I will go back and switch to green here. Or, you know what, I'll just switch to green now, it's fine. Why delay? Yeah, I got a 12-inch cheesesteak. I ate the entire thing. Chef was like, you're tiny, you just ate that whole thing. I was like, yeah, I was hungry. Did I really need to eat the whole thing? Probably not, but I wanted to. Amazing breakfast place, don't remember the name. Perfect. I will definitely try nameless location. Alright, let me count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, I have too few stitches somehow. How did this happen? I'm supposed to have 27. I wasn't supposed to decrease. Why did I do? I decreased an extra time. I thought I saw that it was supposed to be that way. That's fine. I just have to go back to wherever that was and undo it. I think that was it just then. Yeah. Okay. I have to count my stitches again. So I was supposed to single crochet 8, then decrease and single crochet 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then this would be the decrease. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just like put in extra steps for no reason. And then in the following stitch, it wants me to, so this is the 8th stitch, it wants me to change color. So I then pull up the loop and grab this crap. Grabbed it crap. Come here, come over here. So then Tuesday, the lovely, gorgeous, and adorable and sweet Jolteon came down, well, she came down on Monday, but came back up to Portland to come have beer and lunch with me. For those of you who ever hang out in her channel, Dr. Bobson was also there, so I got to meet him. We had, oh my god, the best day. Oh wait, I'm skipping ahead, I got excited. So, Monday I hung out with Chef and we went to Rocky Butt and it was nice. And then Tuesday morning, so my plan while I was at Portland was not really to sightsee. I wasn't there to be sightseeing, although I did do a little bit. What I was trying to do was figure out if I lived there, would I hate it? So what I would do is in the morning, I would Google something very, very generic, and then pick one that was in a location that I hadn't been to yet. Always thought you were super boring. What? How? How do you, of all people, think you're boring? I don't understand. allergies are murdering your brain, so you're gonna go back to bed for a bit. Alright, Nicole, I hope you have a good nap. And I hope the allergies leave you very, very, very soon. I hope you have a good rest of your day. I love you! So yeah, on Tuesday I googled bagels because I wanted a bagel. And I found one in the downtown area. Pine State Biscuits. I never heard of that. What neighborhood is that in? It should tell you if you scroll out on the map. Single crochet 9. Okay, here we go. So I googled bagels, and I picked to go to Bowery Bagels. They boasted New York style bagels and schmear. They specifically called it schmear. And I was amused by that. And I went there. It was in Chinatown. And the bagel is actually really fucking good. I got a plain bagel with fresh herb schmear, and it was so good. So good. They put an obscene amount of the cream cheese on there, and I was like, yes, that's the perfect amount. Obscene is the perfect amount of cream cheese. I also got like one of the best chai lattes I've ever had in my life. And I've had some good ones. I don't remember what that one little like place in New York, I don't remember what that was like because that was so many years ago now. And I can get ones here depending on who makes it that are pretty good. But this was like one of the best ones that I've had in recent memory. I was like, I want whatever's closest to a chai latte, and he says, do you want it more spicy or sweet? And I was like, spicy. And oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. I could have had like 8 of them immediately. Now I want a bagel thing. Sorry, Dork Muffin! Oh, I know how that goes. Okay, so then this should be 9 stitches. I'm gonna count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then changed back to green here, so we want to go pull this up and then come through with the green. So after I had my breakfast, then I needed to get my watch fixed. My battery on my watch died. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you guys that I was all stressed out on Monday because I almost missed my train, which meant that I almost missed my flight. And I was like very stressed. Very stressed because I had my phone in my jammy pants pocket when I was in the car. Fred dropped me off at the train and it fell out of my pocket and I didn't know, and he drove off. And so like we were on time for the train and I was about to go up the stairs, go down to the tracks, and I was like, let me put some music on. And then I realized I didn't have my phone. And I had to ask 4 different people to let me use their phone. One woman was holding a cell phone in her hand. And I explained the situation. I was like, you know, my phone fell out of my pocket. Can I borrow your phone? She said, no, I can't. She said, no, you can't. And I was like, oh, okay. So I asked another person and they couldn't find their phone either. And I was like, okay, thank you for checking. Asked another person, and I don't remember what the deal is with that guy, but couldn't use his phone if he even had one. I don't remember. I figured a businessman looking motherfucker would have had a phone. I don't remember whether he had one or like what his excuse was. And meanwhile, the woman clutching the cell phone is like watching me run around. And I'm like panicking. So I finally asked this one dude lets me make the call. And Fred was like, yeah, you'll probably miss the train. I was like, well, come back anyway and we'll just hope. Because he had like driven away. He was like far away. Alberta? I don't know where Alberta is. I feel like that's not Portland. What's it called? Pine State Biscuits. Maine? Are you looking in Maine? I was not in Maine. Hello? Oregon. Why the fuck? Google, no. I never want to be in Maine. Why the fuck would I go to Maine? Alright, so there are some in other states as well. Yeah, I was only in the downtown area. I didn't go, unless Chef took me somewhere. Yeah, that's why I'm not familiar with Alberta. Unless it's in the downtown area, I'm not familiar with it, because that's where I spent my time. The one that's the furthest south is close to Hub, which I'm getting to the story about. I'm getting there. Boring is okay sometimes. Well, but you're not a boring person. Just because from the outside someone's like, oh, you sit at home all day. And like, visually that's boring. But you as a person are not boring. And the fact that you think that at all. Had a bagel from a random joint I passed by in New York City. Great. You lost yours in Houston in an Uber? Well, luckily, you know, I knew where it was, so I just called it and Fred picked it up and brought it back. I made the train with like 30 seconds to spare. Anyway. I digress. So that was... So yeah, Tuesday I was like, bagels. And I got a chai latte and it was like the best thing ever. And then... So the part of what was so stressful about not having my phone and knowing that the train was real soon is I kept looking at my watch and it was wrong and broken and I was like So after I got my breakfast on Tuesday, I went to a jewelry store that did watch repairs and I was like, hey, the battery stopped. I just need the battery replaced. And the woman was very nice, but she was like, oh, the guy who does the watch repairs just stepped out to do some errands and to go to lunch. I said, okay, well, I brought a book. Like, I brought a book specifically thinking that if I was done walking around and just wanted to chill out, I would read. So I was like, is there, like, a park or something nearby? I'll just go, like, sit and read and come back in an hour. And she was like, there's not really a park, but you can go to Pioneer Square. It's a couple blocks up. I said, okay, so I did that. I got a sunburn while I was sitting there. I tried really hard to get out of the sun once I felt like the warmth, once the sun came out, but I got burned on my nose, across my forehead, and because this side of my hair is usually up, just like the top of my ear got burned. Popping on alert to throw in my 2 cents. Ori, it's all a matter of perspective. I'm like you in that way, so to me you don't sound boring at all. Well, and I mean, your activities don't dictate whether or not you're boring. I mean, I guess they do a little bit. Dude, Ori? Portland? Okay, let me rephrase. Oregon? All of their places are named after other places. In Portland, in Oregon, there is Alberta, there's Eugene, there's Salem, Portland itself is also named after another place. They have Astoria is a neighborhood in Portland. They have a Brooklyn. I was like, are you trying to be New York? Between like all of the New York style stuff, in addition to, like, Astoria is a neighborhood in Queens, right? And then Brooklyn, you know Brooklyn. You don't sleep until it. That was a stupid joke. Bear, thank you for being a patron hype for 15 months! I hope you enjoyed your parade, and here's your royal salute! So yeah. So I sat in Pioneer Square, I tried to keep out of the sun, but I still got burned. And I read my book, and then I came back, got the battery in my watch fixed, and I was like, yay! And then I had a little bit of time to kind of wander around So I walked around the neighborhood a little bit, mostly like the Chinatown area. Walked around Chinatown, took some pictures, and then I took a long time trying to find this one branch of a library. Turns out it was a learning library, so it was like very, very, very tiny. It was cute though. They had like little succulents on the table, and I did find a little something to read. And then I was going to meet Jolty and Bobson at Hopworks Urban Brewery, which was across the river and further east. I decided I'll walk there. And I did. I walked most of the way there, but I was very worried about getting more sunburned. I felt my skin baking. So I walked most of the way there. It's a little bit over an hour from where I was. And it would have been hilarious if you were in Maine the whole time. Just like, didn't even know. Enjoy the lurk here, by the way. Thank you. So yeah, I had a nice walk, took some more pictures, and then I got on the bus for the last like few blocks because I didn't want to get more sunburned. So I got there and I watered myself, and then Jolty and Bobson came, and we got you can get little samplers of a bunch of different beers, and we got a 10 sampler like platter for the table, and we got food, and we all went around and like tried each beer. So what we would do, we spent like hours there. It was great. So we had the 10 beers, and we went around, and one person would read the description, and of course, you know, me and Jolty are doing accents and stuff. And we'd like take a sip and pass it around, and then the next person would read it, take a sip and pass it around. Most of them were very, very good. And then after that, Jolty was like, we should rate them. So we each took turns. Jolty went first, rating the different beers. Took a nap and you're still groggy? No worries. And just Jolty, I love her so much. She had the weirdest rating system. The first beer that she tried, she said, this is like, and so she would make these faces, and just like watching her taste the beer and then try to come up with her rating, I was laughing. At one point, I lost my shit. I was like having a squealing fit. I'm sure that everyone else in the place thought that I was just trashed. Utterly drunk and trashed. But really, I had only like 10 sips of beer. Probably not even a full 10 ounces, because we didn't each have a third. Like, we had a little sip, and they were little 3-ounce glasses. So I had like less than 10 ounces of beer. But whatever. So I'm shrieking, laughing my ass off. I was crying. Oh, it was so good. It was very similar to do. I was losing it. And so yeah, Jolty would be like making all these faces. Oh my god, it was so cute, so funny. The first beer that she tasted, she was like, this is like Alec Baldwin's humor. She had one that was Frisky Oompa Loompa. Sock on the beach. Oh, I wish I could remember all of them. They were they were really funny. So she went through and she was writing them on this napkin, but she was writing it really small and like couldn't read her own handwriting. It was really fucking funny. Where am I in this crochet? I don't even know. Oh yeah, this was the end of the round. Let me put this back. I was like, oh, I don't need it because it's a color. No, I need it. Alright, single crochet 6. So then Bobson went. His rating system was yes, no, big yes, and big no. And that was fun watching him do his ratings. And then by the time it was time for my ratings, I was gonna do like different animals, but then I was like, which animals do I like better than other ones? Like, I don't have a set animal gradient here. So I decided to do all raptors. And the different raptors would be my rating. So I'd like disco raptor, raptor with bad haircut, just a fucking raptor. But by the time I went, they were all lightweight like pants. No, I wasn't buzzed, I was just having a real good time. Try not to be visually boring, so I guess that counts for something. Yeah, just, I was telling somebody this the other day, like, you have to treat yourself like a friend, and that's, I know I've spoken about that in terms of, like, talking to yourself kindly, but also, like, when you make plans to go do something out of your house, don't talk yourself out of it, don't let yourself be late, like, you made plans. Plans with yourself are just as valuable and important to keep as plans with other people. Maybe even more so. Like, if you plan on going out to dinner, set a time and go do it. If you want to go see a movie, don't talk yourself out of doing it. You plan to go see the movie, don't cancel last minute. That's rude. Especially when, you know, it's not like an emergency or anything. Like, go do it. I wish there was more stuff for me to actually go and do, but it's like, do I want to take a walk and see nothing interesting while I'm out there? Not really. But yeah, so by the time I did my ratings, the beer was all warm. It was all super, super warm, and most of it was disgusting. But yeah, I had fun. With that. Succulent Raptor and Disco Raptor were like the best ones. But by the time we were done with all that, like tasting all the beers, and I had eaten a decent amount of food, like I was too full to have a full-size beer even though I had been planning on it. So Jolty had a beer and we just like hung out and laughed. And then they went back up to Canada and I started the trek back to Chef's house. I started walking the wrong direction at first. And I was like, Google, help me. And it did. Chef and Kiko were both streaming. And like I had been walking around and hanging out all day. So like by the time it hit about 6 o'clock, I was like, okay, I'm ready to go back now and relax. And that's what I did. Snuggled with Cass, watched Hiko and Chef streaming, and that was my Tuesday. It's so odd that I'm constantly learning all these things about how to treat yourself better that seem like basic knowledge everyone should have, but it's so not. And I'm constantly finding myself listening to you and others like, oh yeah, I should be doing that. Yeah, and I'm not saying that it's easy. Please don't get me wrong, anyone out there thinking that this is easy. It's not. I struggle with it. You know, I think everybody struggles with it. Because, like, it's a lot of our culture and, like, how... Like, I think most people talk to themselves poorly. I think most people talk to themselves in a very mean way, even though they're not, like, necessarily intending to be mean. But if you listen to the actual things that you say to yourself, like, you're not very nice. You're not very nice. And, like, even though you might not be saying it sincerely, like, so, you know that it's a little sincere. Like, a little bit of it is that you mean it. And sometimes you mean it more than other times. If you're, like, having a really bad day and you're just like, I'm the fucking worst! I'm the stupidest... I actually said this the other day. I'm the stupidest human on the fucking planet. Do I actually believe that? No, but I was really fucking dumb, and I was really angry at myself. So I knew what I was doing it, and I did it on purpose. Whereas, like, some people are just like, you know, oh, this ugly son of a bitch, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, you're calling yourself ugly. But if you like do it often enough, you'll start to believe it. You know what I mean? It's like even if you say it once for a joke, like you're not gonna ruin your self-esteem or anything. But if you do it continuously over long periods of time, I know that Lumniscient said something when we were talking about that whole fiasco that I'm not gonna bring up that made me cry before I left. But I think about the stuff that people said that day often because I value you guys and I value your experiences and your stories, and I think about them when I'm not streaming and when I am streaming. But you know, I'll just find myself okay. I'll just find myself like thinking about stuff, and it like little things might not matter the first time or the second time or the 10th time, but it does add up and it really can affect you. You don't like necessarily think about it. Not nice to myself at all. Struggling with depression since I was 9. Yeah. I'm very sorry, but I'm proud of you for struggling with it and like continuing to do your best every day that you try to do anything. That's a good day, and you did a good job. Bubble Man, thank you! I think I literally picked up my water and put it back down. I'm back, much hair. It's literally the same amount of hair, I just flopped half of it over here. How you doing, Bubble Man? Yeah, I know that the things that I say that we should do for ourselves are not necessarily easy. Especially if you struggle with your mental health, then that's yet another thing that you have to strive to overcome. But as long as you try to do it, then like I'm proud of you, and that's great. You know? The best that you can do is try, and sometimes the results will be greater than other times, but that's okay. It's not about the results so much as it is about the effort. I only recently developed any mental health issues, so this is something that I am just now learning, like, well, firsthand learning. Obviously I listen when other people talk and like hear how things affect them, but there's, you know, stuff that nobody mentioned, or like I didn't quite grasp the depths of it until I experienced it myself. I can't think of anything specifically right now because my brain is sleepy. But yeah, I just want everybody to know that when I say you need to do this, I don't mean like, oh, just up and do it, yay. Like, I know that it is an effort. I know that it is an effort. Sometimes it's a continual effort depending on what we're talking about. So just like, don't think that I think this is easy, because it's not. Don't be scared of being judged. Yeah. It's little things. It's amazing how much little things affect you, and you don't realize it until it's pointed out. Because, especially when it's something that's ingrained in either your upbringing or your culture, or, you know, even just like your family culture, like within your own family circle, like that for you is baseline. That is normal. So you don't think about it, you don't analyze it. I also feel like our education system is not very good at teaching people to analyze anything at all. But for the most part, when you are expected to analyze stuff, it's never analyzing you. It's analyzing outside things, like a book, or, you know, this culture that is definitely not yours. It's like, it's very rare for you to look and think like, well, you know, what it's hard to think about stuff that's like so ingrained. It's hard to realize that stuff is ingrained until it's brought up and you're like, wait, why is this way? Why do I feel this way? Why does our culture behave this way? Until, like, it's, you know, in your face. I'm doing pretty good, Bubble Man. Just, hardly crocheting and, we're going on a tangent. I was telling everybody about my Portland trip, and so far I'm on Tuesday. I was there for, like, 8 days. And so far I'm on day 2. That's okay, I love our tangents. It's because most people don't want to talk about it still. Yeah, for sure, that's a big part of it. The other part of it is that, I know a lot of people with depression and anxiety, like even if they do want to talk about it, don't necessarily know how to talk about it, or like what I just said, is because they've been dealing with it for so long, like that's just a normal thing, so they don't even like think about it to bring it up. And it's all of those things. I'm really glad that more people are talking about it, because A, that means that they're not holding stuff in, which is awful and garbage. B, it leads to greater understanding for themselves, for the people around them, and for like the world at large. C, when something is vocalized, there is always the potential that the way in which it was phrased will lead to a realization for somebody else as well. Like, oh yeah, I experienced this thing too, I just never knew how to put it, or I thought it was only me, or, you know, etc., etc. There are only positives to be had by discussing all of this, and also, you know, making it normal. A normal thing to discuss, because it should be. But yeah, anything that can lead to greater understanding is worthwhile. Susan Lee, hello and welcome. How are you doing? My voice sucks. Hardest part is feeling to justify why I don't dance, just an example, and make self-deprecating jokes, yeah. Inside I'm having a mental meltdown on what to say next. Oh. Yeah, the self-deprecating jokes I'm definitely guilty of, but you gotta be careful with them. You gotta wield them wisely. Okay, so a single crochet 6. I have to highlight where I am. I like keep forgetting. Oh, it won't highlight. Never mind. Huh. Never mind. Difficult for my wife for a while, but she really tries to understand what's going on, and that's great. That is so lovely. It makes me feel real nice. Like, as long as there's an attempt, and as long as you keep trying to understand, like, that's wonderful. Crocheting C to C? I don't know what that means. What are you crocheting? What are you making? I don't know what C2C means, but I'm interested. What you doing? Aww, dark muffin. Aww. Aww. Well, I'm glad that we can talk about these things here, and I'm also glad that wifeykins. Crotch to crotch. Is that what the kind of interactions you sign up for on Scissor? Or Vagina? Those still make me laugh so much. Oh my god. Oh, Nicole, you're funny. Ooh, we have increases now. Okay. Single crochet, decrease, single crochet 2. I'm gonna actually, like, do something. Single crochet. Or decrease. Come back. So there's the decrease. Single crochet 2. 1. 2. need to get more polyfill. I still haven't bought yarn for the St. Jude amigurumis because they were out of black yarn. I should be able to buy them soon. I think it said decrease again. What row am I on? Where am I? I'm on row 9. Decrease again, then 7. Okay. So, oops, don't pull that loop up. My bad. Under, now pull through. And finish out the stitch. Doop. Single crochet 7. I'll go back to reading chat in a minute. Still laughing at scissor. 6. 7. Let me just make sure that that was actually 7. I think here was the decrease. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Corner to corner. I don't know what that is. I actually don't know what that means. Picture of Persona 5 Joker. Neat. That's very cool. Feel free to post pictures if you would like to. I'm interested to see. Uh-oh. Oops. That's fine. Stitchin' Stella. Hello, welcome. How are you doing today? Almost forgot about scissor. What did you do on day 3? Thank you. Thank you. Increase and then single and repeat 4 times. Okay. So day 3. Day 3, I googled CVS. And turns out there was a Target nearby in, where did I go? The downtown area. So that's where I went. That was my starting point. Because I needed tampons and sunscreen. So I went and I got tampons and sunscreen. Oh, soup roast and ice cream. I was listening to Disney and having just like the grandest old time. So I was walking around, and basically that's what I did. I would Google something generic, go there so that I could get into the downtown Portland area, and then wander around a neighborhood. So on day 3, which was Wednesday, I went to Target in the downtown neighborhood of downtown and then wandered around. I got a dirty chai latte, but I was already like super giddy that day. I was just like in a really, really good mood. I kept like skipping down the street. I took lots of pictures of like graffiti and stuff. It's some really, really beautiful pieces. I just kind of wandered around and was having a real good time. The sun came out, so I stopped to put my sunscreen on so I wouldn't get burned again. And I was skipping down the street at one point, and there was a guy who was running the opposite direction. So I was going this way and he was coming this way. He saw me skipping, and so he started skipping and swinging his arms, and I'm just like giggling, and I switched my whatever I was holding, I think it was the remains of my latte, to my other hand, and we high-fived. We're like, yeah! And then I had to go and be all squealy in a corner because I was really excited, and then I almost cried. And that's when I decided that I love Portland and I'm gonna move there. But I didn't say that out loud yet. Was Wednesday? Oh yeah! Oh, I'm getting my days mixed up. Hang on. Was Wednesday when Meg came? What was I wearing? I think Thursday was the day that I didn't see anybody, other than Chef, because obviously I was staying with him. Oh yeah, somebody asked me if I went to the giant bookstore. It's Powell's, and yes, I did. So yeah, after a while, I just like ended up there. I was like, oh, well this is here. So I went in, I was wandering around, and then Meg, if you guys know, Meg plays badly. So let me just screen name drop for you guys. We got Steal Your Chef, who is the lovely human who I stayed with. And unless I say otherwise, these are all streamers and they're all fantastic, and you should check them out. Steal Your Chef, Jolteon, not spelled like the Pokemon, but spelled like Jolt. Jolteon. Dr. Bobson, I don't know if he streams, but he's one of Jolty's mods, so you'll meet him if you go to her channel. Meg plays badly, it's Meg. And then we'll get to the rest. So far, trying to figure out the day and chill with the crafter. Beep, beep, boop, pew, pew. Yeah. Hey, Wormy, how's it going? Probably where that picture of the kid laying on the floor was from. Yes, yes it was. I was so amused. Oh, I still took a picture of that kid so hard. Don't arrest me. She was fully clothed and she was just laying on the floor in public. It was nothing nefarious. She was just like, she just looked like she was done. She's like, I'm fucking done. I'm laying on the ground now. And I was like, yes, child. Now, when you say totes, are you talking about like Rubbermaid containers, like the big ones? This is the second time that I've heard them called totes, because I'm thinking tote bag. I've never heard this before. Maybe it's a southern thing, because Chef is from... Oh god, I can't remember which one. Some southern place. Eastern southern. Yeah, he was saying that he was putting stuff, because he's moving this week. He's like putting stuff in totes because they stack better, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, what the ever-loving fuck? How is stuff in a bag stacked on top of stuff in a bag? Like, how does that stack better than cardboard boxes? Never heard of that until like 2 days ago. I don't know that one, Ori. Alright, let me count my stitches. I'm supposed to have 29.
Someday I might get to taste the big time for a change. There's so much I do for science here, so
28, 29, yay! Okay, perfect. So yeah, then Meg, she was coming from outside Portland, so she came and picked me up. We went to Thai Peacock, and we shared 2 dishes. I'll have to look them up to tell you what they were. Oh my god, it was so good. It was so good. Ugh. So we just like had heart to heart, and we caught up on like, oh, how have you been? What have you been up to? Blah, blah. My phone is off. Turn on. We had, I think it was, I'll probably say it wrong because I don't speak Thai. SE-EW. And I don't know how to say that. I took a picture of the menu because I knew that I would forget, but I wanted to be able to eat it again. I also took a picture of the food, and it was really, really fucking good. We just call them Rubbermaids. Rubbermaid containers. Or containers. Or Rubbermaid bin. Never heard totes until this week. That's so strange. Alright.
You wanna take a nap?
I'm taking a nap here.
Okay, take a nap right there then.
Good night. I'm taking a nap.
You wanna take a nap?
I'm taking a nap here.
Okay, take a nap right there then.
Good night. I'm taking.
Oh, good night. That's hello me. Oh, poor little thing. And it sounds like instead of saying take a nap here, it sounds like she's saying take a nap, man. I'm gonna take a nap, man. Ooh, creepy. Sorry, I went to a Discord channel to find the food, and somebody else posted a thing. And he looked creepy. A creepy looking lizard. Okay, anyway. Let me scroll up and I can tell you what the fuck I ate. Unless you're not interested, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Oh, it's not even in this motherfucker. It's in Food Museum. Guys, I'm the worst. I'm the dirtiest human. Do 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 do. Yeah, a lot of this is me posting food. Lol. Oh, here it is. Oh my god. It's so good. We had... I'm just gonna copy and paste it because I don't know how to fucking say it. That's what we ate. I think, the first thing... it was curry, and it had, red bell peppers, and, mango, and we got... You could pick what meat you had. We chose beef for both plates. And some other stuff, and it was really, really good. And then the other one was kind of more like a stir fry with lots of vegetables and beef, and it was equally delicious. And God, it's just so fucking good. So that's what we ate, and we just like gorged ourselves, and it was amazing. My head is on fire. Partly Atomic, how you doing? Where am I? Did you get the Dota 2 season pass? Oh, the battle pass for the international? Yeah, I got it the day it came out because I have a little bit of an obsession. I have a wee obsession. I did get that. I haven't been playing enough though. I need to level up my battle pass so that I can get the free stuff. Well, free. I mean, like, I technically paid for it. But, like, you have to get enough levels. Whatever. I have a lot of playing Dota that I should be doing. I was thinking, like, oh, I'm getting it right at the beginning of June. I'll be able to do all of this. I've just been way too fucking busy. So yeah, after that we just kind of, like, walked around, we checked out. I forget what the place was called. It was some game store. It was very cold in there, so we just walked around briefly. And then she had other plans with somebody else, so she went back south. And I walked around Ground Control, which is a barcade, for a little bit, but I didn't feel like playing anything by myself, so I left. I went back to Chef's place and again watched Tico and Chef doing their streams. Hung out with Chef later that night. Was that the night that we got some late night dinner? I don't remember. My days were very long, and it was hard for me to remember what stuff happened on what day. Dota Underlords on mobile now? No. No, thank you. That is not the Dota content I desire. That's like, what is that like? That's like auto chess, right? Alright, Single crochet 6, decrease twice. Let's do it. Someday I'll make progress on this. Too busy yapping. So that was Wednesday. And if we went out that day instead of Thursday night, we just went to a 24-hour diner. I got... No, that must have been Thursday because I had the leftovers Friday morning. Ayo. I had those leftovers for 3 days. It was a lot of food. I got scrambled eggs and chorizo, hash browns, and an English muffin. 6. Decrease twice. Okay. 1, 2. And through. Because we're forming his little head. 1, 2, pull through. Yeah, most of my nights were like just kind of hanging and talking to Chef. I didn't like go out. Because I had been walking around all day, you know, like at that point I'm tired. So that was Wednesday. Thursday? Ugh! Thursday I got so lost. The whole day was me getting lost. So at this point I had walked around Chinatown, I'd walked around downtown neighborhood, so I was like, okay, let me go to the Northwest. Check that out. So Thursday I didn't have anybody to meet, so I had the whole day. Then single crochet 19, okay. Had the whole day, so I was gonna go to Bsaw's, which is a breakfast place, because I wanted breakfast. So I googled breakfast, and I was like, ooh, they've got waffles, they've got good reviews, I'll go there. And that was when I learned that if you're getting on the light rail, don't look at the color of the car, of like the car of the light rail. Which basically, I'm gonna call it the fucking train, alright? It's the train. It's on rails. It's like a fucking railroad kind of train. So you can't just get on the train, even if the outside of it is blue. Because they'll put whatever fucking colors they want on the outside of the car, but that does not indicate which line it is. So I had to take either the blue or the red. And the light rail stops right in front of me. The entire car is blue. It looks identical to the ones that I had taken on previous days as well. So I get on. I'm like dicking around on my phone, reading my book, I'm not paying attention. Conductor's like, okay, get off. It's the last stop. I was like, what? Google says I'm not there yet. I got on the green line and I went southeast to like where the university is. The university like campus and such. Apparently you have to look at the little LED display and they have a square that has the color that you want. I was like, oh, okay. So I was in the exact opposite corner of Portland than I wanted to be. So I had to further navigate back. And like, keep in mind, I had no water, I hadn't had breakfast yet. I was waiting to take my... Ooh, did I take my supplement today? Definitely did not. Ugh, it's very important for me to take my supplement because it regulates my mood. Yay, depression. Regular dodo, but no time. Need to be able to walk away and not fuck your team. Yeah, fair enough. Oh god, I love it so much. I just don't want to solo queue. I'd play a lot more if I wanted to solo queue, but I don't. Had something like that on PC. Actual people for pieces. That had animations every time you capture the other side. Interesting. Just noticed the strong bad hoodie. Yeah, I've had this a very long time. You like... Oh, baby. I can't... You like my boxing gloves? Ooh. Ooh! Okay, that was weird. Need to rewatch this sometime. Yeah, dude. Remy, thank you for that host. Appreciate it. I always forget if I take my meds. Or not, even if I have a pill organizer. Yeah, it's just my schedule's been really fucked up this week because of all the travel and being like super extra tired. And like oversleeping and rushing around. So normally I take it right after I eat breakfast. So like I'm sure that if I ate, I took it, you know, because I'm aware of it. But I ate on stream, so I was already distracted and didn't take it. Anyway, at least they're just like supplements. It's not going to fuck me up if I take 2 by accident. I'll just have to buy a new bottle sooner. Not a big deal. Also, I missed one when I was in Portland. I only missed one though. I'm pretty good. Oh, baby damn gloves. What was I doing? I got so distracted. Oh yeah, Thursday. Thursday was me getting lost. So I got lost, was in the other side of town. I took a bus like part of the way there, ended up back in Chinatown, an area that I was at that point fairly familiar with. And I was waiting for another bus, and it like wasn't arriving. I was like, you know what, I'll just walk along the line. I'd rather walk than just be standing here. The bus never showed up, so I'm glad that I started walking. But at that point it was like 1:30, 2 o'clock by the time I got into the Northwest neighborhood. So I picked a different restaurant. I did not go to Besaw's. I was like, this one's closer, and I just like went. It was called Anna Bananas, and I highly do not recommend it. It was like the worst food I had eaten on the whole trip, but also like in a long time. I learned that you can have a bad waffle. I didn't think that was possible. You can have a bad waffle. How many stitches am I supposed to be having here? 27. Let me just double check. This starts. Oh, is that the old one? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16, 17, 6, 27. Yee. This is definitely not today. What is this? Oh, Juggernaut and Heavy Cavalry. Oh, no. God, why? Undulate sugarfish. Why was I? Why? Why did I do that? Do you have Amazon streaming service Prime? Or is it something else? If it's Prime, then yes. Yes, I do. So yeah, I got to Anna Bananas. And like, at first I was super charmed because you just like walk up on this porch and you look like you're walking into someone's living room. They had like tables and like couch in there. And I ordered hot dirty chai. I was really enjoying the dirty chai, even though I expect a little coffee taste, which I don't like. I like the jitters. Got those jitters, man. I just like really wanted. I was very tired, so I was like, okay, I'll take a Belgian waffle and a chai. And like, the girl brought me. They said like, oh, sit down and we'll bring it to you. Okay, cool. That was the worst chai latte I've ever had in my life. It tasted like straight up coffee. There was no chai flavor whatsoever. None. It tasted just like only coffee. And I hate coffee. So I chugged it as fast as I could, but after every sip I was like, I did not enjoy it. Fleabag, I've never heard of it. What's that? I knew that waffle was bad news. On that night of April 1977, rain poured down on me, and the waffle and the angels. Rain poured down on me and the waffle, like the angels had decided to cry for my stomach. I looked at her and saw an angel, but she was just another Hollywood phony, ready to give me food poisoning like all those other starlets of the food industry. It's not extravagant, it's just tea. A chai latte is like a little bit of a spicy, not spicy like, but like spices, spicy tea with milk in it. And then when you get a dirty chai, they add a shot of espresso. It's extravagant for you. I mean, it's not crazy. It's like it's like a staple in most cafes, I think. But anyway, it was disgusting and I hated it. And then she comes out, I was like trying to read my book, she comes out, she's like, so, was there anything else on the menu that you wanted besides the waffle? I've tried to make 3 and they're just not coming out. I've had to throw them out and throw them in the garbage. I've got a 4th one going now, but if that one doesn't work, do you want anything else? It's like, so she hands me a menu. And I was gonna get like a scramble of some kind. It was like, basically just like eggs and veggies. Whatever, it sounded good. At that point, I wanted that more than the waffle. But she's like, oh, it worked this time. She gives me the waffle. And it had berry puree poured on it, some fresh strawberries, and whipped cream. It was a bad waffle. I really didn't think that you could have a bad waffle, but you can. It was like dense, and like it wanted to be crumbly, but it was just like a little bit too moist to actually crumble. And it was not flavorful at all. But I was so hungry that I still ate most of it, because I hadn't eaten yet. I ate all the strawberries, and I ate all the whipped cream. Those were good. But yeah, that was the worst. That was a bad meal, don't go there. There was also a machine in the place that was going like, ooh, 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 like really loud, and then it would kick off and I'd be like, oh, my brain can relax, and then it would start up again. Don't go there. It was the fucking worst. It was the worst. I made a mistake. If I had just walked a few more blocks, apparently Vsauce is very good. I said that to Hiko and he made a face like, ooh, Vsauce. And I was like, no! I went to the failure spot because I was so hungry. But it was like just a little bit longer to walk and I just wanted to sit down and eat. So then after that, I was like, well, the Northwest neighborhood is like very quaint. There's like not a whole lot going on. It's like cute, it's nice, but I don't need cute or nice. I need stuff. Like, bring me downtown, please. So I walked straight over to the east, saw a little bit of the Pearl District, and then walked south, back through Chinatown, back to downtown. And I was just kind of like wandering. And I decided I wanted to just sit down and read my book in a place where there wasn't going to be a machine wooing at me. Ooh-woo! I didn't want the ooh-woos. And I found this like one little like patch of grass. It wasn't even like, I forget what it was technically a little park, what it was called, but this really cool rock that like some dignitary from China gave to the city because they're like, we're partners, yay! But it was like a really nice grassy area and the sun was out, so I like did some yoga, some stretching, It was fairly deserted, like no one was really around, so that was nice. And I watched a dragonfly flying around and just had like a little nice afternoon. Trying to think of a good way to describe it without spoilers. Comedy, drama, very witty, lots of fourth wall breaking. Feels will be caught. It's set in London. Interesting. I started watching Boys Over Flowers, so that's my next thing that I'm watching. I also have a couple episodes of Attack on Titan that me and Fred have to watch. I have to catch up on, I think, just one episode of One Punch Man. Maybe 2 at this point. And an episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But those are like my ongoing shows that I keep up with. Dense waffle, skin of leather, yeah. Wish I could walk around here and just wander, right? It was such a treat. I don't get that here. People, yay! No, it was like a very, there was a plaque about it, and they're like, you know, you want a rock with, that like looks interesting. Like so it had a lot of like holes in it, and you also want it to be narrower at the base than it is at the top. It was really cool looking. So yeah, I just hung out there, watched the dragonfly, and it was about 5 o'clock. I texted Chef to see what he was doing. He was streaming that night, so... Oh, that was when we got the scrambled eggs and chorizo and hash browns and stuff. Because we went out after his stream. But that's what we were planning on doing. He's like, oh, we can do something late night if you want. And I was like, okay, I'll just eat something small then. And he had mentioned he was gonna grab tacos, so then I wanted tacos. I got so lost, you guys. I kept finding, like, food carts, but I wanted to sit and read my book. And the food carts were, like, closed anyway. I walked around and I would, like, get turned around, walk too far. I'm like, where's this restaurant? I googled Mexican restaurant specifically. First I just said tacos, but then it kept sending me to carts and they were closed anyhow. I was like, it's 5 o'clock, I just want an early taco dinner. So I found this one place called Santeria, but it was like dark and loud. It was like a dive bar. And I was like, I'm tired and I have a headache, and I want to read my book. I don't want to sit in a dark place. So I just like sat and I texted Chef, I was like, I got so lost. I'm so tired. I walked around for like an hour just trying to find fucking tacos. I ended up not getting anything. I just went back to his place and picking up dumplings from one of the spots near his house. So I shoved dumplings in my mouth, hung out with him while he was streaming. I was playing Rocket League. The things I remember, I don't even know. Alright, where am I? Did I count how many stitches I had? Oh boy. I think I did. Okay. Next round. Get it together, London. Single crochet 5, then increase 6, then increase... Okay. Let's see if I can remember to do that. But yeah, despite getting lost, it was still kind of nice. I was just really tired at the end of the day. I was like tired and hungry. I was like, weh, but I was only like, weh, for like an hour and a half. Like once I had the dumplings out and like I was chilling, it was fine. But it was still a pretty good day. I got to see 2 different neighborhoods and had my little time in the grass watching the dragonfly. It was like real nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Friday was a special day. Friday, Chef drove us down to see Hiko, but more importantly, sorry Hiko, I love you. More importantly, to see Lucifer, his adorable little baby cat. Ah! I love her so much. Oh, I love her so much. So we drove down, specifically so that I could pet the cat. It's the only reason we went down there was like to pet the cat. So So we went, I got to see behind the scenes of Hiko's place, and just like, I laid on the floor and pet Lucy, and it was great. Oh my god, she's so cute. Her fur is so soft. It's very fine. It's very like thin and fine, and just, there were tacos everywhere, but it was a lot of carts and they were closed. And I just didn't want to go very far because I just wanted to pick something up and then go home. Like, I could have probably found a restaurant if I wanted to walk more, but I had already spent hours and hours walking around, and I just was looking for something close. There's a lot of Mexican places. Like, if I wanted to go back downtown, like further downtown, there was this place that I kept passing that looked really good. There's plenty of Mexican places and tacos and stuff. Important. Modding your tests? What tests? Into the Spider-Verse is very good, I agree. But yeah, so we went and I got to pet the baby cat, and she gave me these dainty little kisses, and it was so cute. My heart died. It exploded. Oh, I love her so much. And then we went out to a couple of local places, got some tacos, and had some beer. I had a lovely buzz going on after, like, so I didn't realize the beer that I ordered was 9.5 ABV, so they gave it to me in like a teeny glass. What did Hiko call it, a baby chalice? Well, I don't know if he did, but I'm calling it that now. And so like I had half of it and I was like, woo! And then we went to a different place and played shuffleboard. I won. I played shuffleboard against Chef and I won, and then Chef and Hiko played against each other, and Chef won. There's video evidence of it. If you go on Twitter, you can see it. I retweeted it. And we just like hung out and talked and had a couple of beers and played shuffleboard, and it was really great. I had a really good time. And we also took a really cute picture, and it's like one of my favorite things. And then we went back to Hiko's place so I could pet Lucy more. And I did. I pet her cute little baby face. She let me put my face in her face, and it was just like, I whispered like into her face, "This is the best day ever. I love her so much." Okay, and then I had to leave. And I was sad. So Hiko's like, "Okay, I'm gonna stream now." I was like, "Okay, turd." So then we went back to Chef's house, and then they played Rocket League together, so they were like dual streaming. I hung out with them for that. But I hadn't had enough water that day, so I got a little bit of a headache by the time we got home. So I like fell asleep while they were streaming. I like passed out. I was lurking hard. And I went to sleep super early. What? Arno? What even the dingholes? What dinghole did you just crawl out of? Where have you been? Hi. How are you? I want to increase. Wait, I did too many. I'm supposed to do 5, then increase, then 6. Not 6. Yeah, I did too many. Well, it's fine. I'll just do another one in here. 5, and then here's my increase. And then 6. Oh man, I miss Lucy. Is that weird? Is that weird to miss somebody else's cat? I don't care. I miss her. I want more dainty Lucy kisses. She's so cute. I love her so much. I was so excited. I was so excited to go pet that baby cat. And then Saturday was HikoCon. Or as Hiko calls it, Lecticon. Hiko came up to Chef's place and we put on pirate costumes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Where am I? Increase. And then change to the next color. And we went to the Japanese gardens, walked around, and it was really nice. And this lady was a giant cunt to Hiko. Okay, so we're having a good old time, we're being pirates, and everyone's like laughing because we're 3 pirates walking around a Japanese garden. It's silly. It's silly, and it was fun. And they were like, you know, some people would make quips, and it would be, yar, da da da, so we're like doing pirate voices and whatever. And we're walking around, this one lady is like, where's the no stroller thing? And Hiko, she was like, you should know. And we were like, Hiko thought she was joking. So he like answered her in a pirate voice and in a joking manner, and she's like, you work here, you should know. And Hiko goes, do we though? So like, and I sat there and I was like, I don't think we look very Japanese. You know, like we're trying to be nice to her, but she like sassed the fuck out of him. Like, you work here, you should know. And we like dropped the accents. We were like, no, we don't work here. I'm sorry, we don't know. Like, we don't work here. She's like, you don't work here. Like, no, we don't work here. I don't think she believed us. She like totally walked away after that whole conversation still thinking that we worked there and we just did not want to help her. Like, hello, we are dressed in like real shitty pirate costumes? What makes you think we're working in a Japanese garden? And I joked later. I joked later, I was like, all that work and not a doubloon in sight! Like, what? I don't understand. But we laughed, like it was fun. This is not the screen that I want. I mean, it was like funny because it was so bizarre, but she was a dick. He was like, she's soggy. You can put new mods in there and they will override the game's data. Oh, like hack packs? That's what we used to call it. Like people would come up with mods to like reskin these shields or like give you extra hair options or like give you extra portraits or whatever. Although Neverwinter had like tools within the game that you could do that, so you didn't have to like sort through code. But yeah, then people would upload them and you could download them and just like plop them in a folder. We called them hack packs. H-A-K. Bonus of not actually messing with games install. Cool! Here, they're mostly just non-existent. How does that function? How does that work? Working on this mod for a few days and everything's been going well. That's awesome. Stroll over. Get out. Get out. Alright. Let me finish this row and then I'll go on a break so I can get more water. That does sound like too many rules. So yeah, that was our Saturday morning. Well, like early afternoon. We walked around, took some pictures, and it was nice. And then we went to Outrage, which is an esports bar, because there was a local Rocket League tournament that Hiko and Chef were playing in. And I was a very rowdy crowd gremlin, and I cheered them on. They did not win the whole tournament because there was like a grand champion playing. But they won a match. They scored a goal in every match. They did pretty well. They did pretty well considering like the ridiculous skill that they were up against. But that was really fun. And we went to And then Lux came, Lux Latalis, also a fellow streamer, but I was meeting her for the first time, and Sinister Fate, I think? I don't know if he streams. But yeah, 2 more people came, we hung out, and then we went to Ground Control. Oh, and I got to try Basil Hayden's, which is really, really nice, smooth, delicious whiskey that I just want to shove an entire bottle down my throat. Whatever. I don't care if that sounds bad. I want it! I don't care if it sounds bad. It was delicious. We went to Ground Control. I won at Pac-Man, so we did a weird, like, impromptu Pac-Man competition where, Hiko played, and then I played, and then Lux played with, like, the extra lives or whatever. And just whoever got the highest score won. And I won! Which surprised me because I haven't touched an arcade game in probably 20 years, and even then I only played like a handful, very, very small handful of times. But yeah, I did surprisingly well. I think my score was like 9,400. I mean, it wasn't like impressive in terms of like Pac-Man scores, but I got the highest score, yeah! It was nice. And, right, it wants me to change the next color. And, they played DDR, played some other games, played a lot of games, and we went to some other bar. I will not tell you what happened when I was in the car because it's embarrassing. I broke down into a sobbing fit, and I was embarrassed because there was nothing to be upset about, but I was a little drunk, and Chef had this like hole in his car and it fell and hit me in the nose, and then people showing concern with me made me cry. Showing concern for me made me cry. I was like, oh, people are nice, and then I just could not stop crying. That's the part that was embarrassing. It's not the fact that I cried, or that I was crying over nothing. It was the fact that I could not stop. Like, I tried really, really hard, and I got out of the car, and I was like, don't be nice to me, I'll cry. And of course, they continued to be nice to me, and I had a sobbing fit. And then we did karaoke, and everything was fine! And the woman running karaoke, so I wrote Lecta on my slips to like, cause you wrote down what song you wanted. I wrote Lecta. She was like, oh, I love your name. I was like, thanks. Well, it's not really, my real name, but I go by that anyway. She's like, where'd you get it from? I was like, I got a series of books. She's like, what books? So Daughters of the Moon. She was like, I didn't think you were gonna say that. No one's ever read those. And she had a tattoo, like, from the book. And she was like, I thought there was no way, because no one's ever read those. So she actually knew Lecta and the books that it's from, and has read them. And we, like, gushed about it. She was adorable. I took a selfie with her. It was cute. I was like, I still can't believe that you know Lecta. Like, you know where my name is from. It's like, I still can't believe that anyone else has read those books. And, that was real cute. We did a lot of singing. And, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time. And then we went back to Chef's place. We, meaning me, Hiko, and Chef, went back to Chef's place. And Chef put on some nice music, and Hiko played with Cass. He put the dog toy in his mouth and was like doing tug of war with his mouth because he's a weirdo. And then I was hungover the next day. And OCD came down from Seattle. And on Sunday, I, managed to get unhungover enough to go hang out. And we walked around, and we had, I got a vegan burrito and he got some vegan Mexican food. I don't know what it was that he got. The reason that we ate vegan is because he's vegan. He's like, you don't have to. Like, I don't care. You can eat what you want. And I was like, well, when else am I gonna eat vegan? Like, never. So I did. It was good. It was like a lot for me though. It was a huge burrito. It was huge. So I ate like half of it and I was like, I don't want to put this in my purse. It was very oily. There was a lot of like oils coming out the bottom of it and I was like, it's a little bit messy. I'm not gonna take this with me. And we stopped and got hot chocolate for me and coffee for him and walked around. We tried to get Blue Star. Oh, I went to Voodoo Donuts. And it was like just too much for me. Like the underlying donut was good, but the crap on it was too much. And I got like one that wasn't too crazy. It was just like icing and some crushed Oreos, but it was like way too much for me. I had it for dinner on Wednesday. That's what I had for dinner on Wednesday. That's why I couldn't remember. But Voodoo is for the experience, and then Blue Star is for the quality. So me and OCD were trying to get Blue Star, and the one that we went to was closed. And we were like, oh no, and I was like, well, there's this other location over here, and I called beforehand, but they didn't pick up. I was like, well, it might be closed, but do you want to go just take a walk anyway? And he was like, yeah, sure. So we just like had a nice walk. They were not open either, so I didn't get Blue Star donuts. And I'm a little sad. And then what happened Sunday night? I think I just hung out with Chef. Just hung out with Chef, watched some SGDQ. And then Monday I was supposed to travel out, and you heard all about that. And that was my trip! Yay! Did I say I was gonna finish this row and then I didn't? Lol. Single crochet 5. I'm gonna finish this and then I need water. I need pee-pee water time. But yeah, now you've heard all of my exploits. All of my gallivanting. And like, Sunday was really hard for me to not just like cry a lot, and same with Monday. 1, because the floodgates have been broken, and 2, because I knew that I was gonna have to come home and I didn't want to, and I was sad. I don't know if... Hang on, I have to focus on this for a second. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if it's changed to be in the next stitch and then do 5 so that it's essentially 6 stitches or what. I don't know. We'll see if I end up with the wrong amount. And I gotta increase. 1, 2.
Ecstasy is a street name for the drug methylene deoxymethamphetamine, MDMA, an amphetamine-based synthetic drug with euphoric effect. Stimulant drugs speed
And then
up
6 and then
messages
increase. I
between
think I
the
did it
brain
wrong.
and the
1, 2,
body
3,
and make
4,
us
5, 6.
feel
Yeah, there's no
more
space for that.
alert,
So
confident,
I have to
or
take
energetic.
out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so then this should be the increase. That's what I get for stopping crocheting in the middle of like a piece of the instructions. I just like get real confused. And then single crochet 6, 1, 2, 4, 5. Oh, and I can update you guys on all my health stuff. So I told you all the fun things. Then when I come back from my break, I'll tell you all the not fun things. And then increase, right? Make first single crochet of increase normally, then change color. Okay. So then I want one like this, and then the other one, bring the loop up and change to green. Come here. Come back!
Ecstasy is a street name for the drug methylene deoxymethamphetamine, MDMA.
Alright, so we've got some nice striping going on our little dino. I know the colors look really shitty over there because of the light, but it's fine. They have voodoo dots in Colorado? Huh. Reveal for video game in 16-bit, like to the moon. Every time we talk about stories like this, I always picture it in that format. That's really cute and weird. I like it. Alright, I'm gonna go on a short break. Enjoy the ecstasy, as the song said. I'm just gonna use the bathroom, stretch a little bit, and get some water. Make sure that you're staying hydrated, make sure you get up and stretch. Do some mobility, my friends. And I'll see you in just a second.